Welcome to this week's episode of ADH Tea with me, Donna, tea pioneer in the north of Scotland.
And me, Sarah, Weenie Mama, intuitive empowerment coach, speaker, author, and disabled mom of 3.5 kids.
The information shared in this podcast is lived experience and personal opinion. It does not constitute nor replace medical advice. ADHT, the podcast, are in no way legally responsible for any actions taken by anyone as a result of listening. The views expressed by any guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Sarah or Donna.
Join us today on ADHT, the podcast, where we talk about self-diagnosis versus medical official diagnosis, restful sleep, and how restful sleep seems to be a fairy tale for both of us for a lot of the time, and trying to do all the things all at once and ending up in analysis paralysis and doing nothing, and how it's so much easier to organize other people's lives than it is to get our own things together.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a packed agenda.
Welcome to the last episode of ADHT before Sarah goes on maternity leave. How does that feel?
I am excited and terrified in equal measure, I would definitely say. And I think you would think that having done this 3 times before makes it less terrifying, but actually it's the opposite, because there's
Mm.
bits that I know all too well now, and I'm just not looking forward to those bits. But it will all be worth it, as it always is.
Indeed, indeed. I am sure it will. For the last time until new baby's here.
Yes.
Sarah, what is in your cup and what is on your mind today?
What is in my cup is, well, my cup is actually a glass, and in here is soda water and lime because of the extreme heat, and my very volatile hormonal state means that my um temperature regulation is all wonky. So I'm having to drink a lot of cold drinks. What's on my mind? Um, what's on my mind? Uh, I'm still in work mode because I find that if I stop and try and rest, like everybody's telling me I need to, Donna,
Mm-hmm.
it gives me too much alone time with my thoughts and too much time to focus on those bits and those moments that I don't really want to focus on. So I find that distracting myself and being busy, ideally with somebody else's stuff rather than my own, helps me to delay the inevitable, I suppose, in a way.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting, especially the
yeah,
someone else's stuff.
yeah.
Maybe do
So
you
much
want
easier to sort out everybody else's life
Oh,
than my own.
yes, yes. Yeah, it's much easier to zoom out and see a bigger picture with other people
100%.
than your own stuff. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a little bit terrifying when you look at your own stuff. Whenever I look at my own things, I get overwhelmed and then it puts me into paralysis and it's not fun.
Yeah, no, that is definitely a thing. And I've over the last couple of months, I've become really good at outsourcing to Danny. So the things that need to be done, but I know I just don't have the mental capacity to even start, I'll like outsource to him as project manager. And I'll say, you make that call, you go pick up that thing, you order that thing, whatever it is. And he's so good at doing that. He's so good. And I think at the start, he kind of just thought I was giving him tasks to do because I thought he wasn't like, because I thought, well, you need something to do. But then I actually sat down and he was still doing them. But I was feeling a bit of like emotional kickback, let's say.
Okay. Hmm.
And then I kind of sat down with him one day and I was like, you know what? I really appreciate you doing those things. And here's why. Because
Hmm.
my brain, and I kind of did the whole, mental pressure cooker and stuff.
Hmm.
And I was like, have you noticed that since I've been asking for this help and outsourcing these things to you, I've been crying a lot less. I've been overwhelmed a lot less, you know. And then he kind of joined the dots and he was like, Okay, so it is actually, it is a genuine thing of I need help. And
Hmm.
once he realized that, he's been amazing. So yeah. So Donna, what's in your cup and what's on your mind?
So in my cup today is a tea that I actually made myself with tea leaves. I picked myself.
Ooh,
Yep.
impressive. I've got that, that what is it? The movie thing of the kid going, I made this. I've
Oh
got
yeah,
that in
I
my
made this. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
head.
Yeah. And that's how I feel like sometimes. I feel like going, look at this, I made the thing, and nobody
Yeah.
really cares when I tell
Or are we showing our age by remembering that thing?
them. Maybe. But yeah, this was an experiment that I don't want to say it's a failed experiment, but it failed in the way of it was supposed to be a green tea. We were aiming to make a green tea, but it's not a green tea. But that's okay. It's actually tastes really good, but it's definitely not a green tea.
You know what? That's semantics. You set out to make a tea, you're now drinking said tea, so it's a win in my book.
Well, thankfully it does taste really good. So, yeah, I don't have a name for it yet. So, naming teas is just not the most fun thing because I keep finding things going, I really like this one and this one, but how do I make it all? And it's too much.
Well, maybe that's something we could ask listeners to submit name suggestions for your tea.
I have
You want
another
to
tea.
describe it a little bit? So,
Oh, I the thing with that one is it's because it is made with the Gushigan tea leaves, it kind of goes to them to also to help decide, so I don't get the final
ah,
decision. Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
So, but I do have
Okay,
another
so
tea that I just randomly named. But if people have got any names for teas or they want me to make a tea called something else,
yeah,
open to suggestions.
a blend inspired by.
Mm,
That would be pretty cool for our avid listeners to have a
yeah.
blend inspired by them and then do their
Yeah,
thing.
I am definitely open to that. And yeah, what's on my mind? Trying to launch like all the teas all at once. It's so difficult to compartmentalize and actually have like instead of being super excited about this thing that I'm really excited about, the tea that I'm drinking just now, I couldn't tell anybody about it when we were making it because I had this other tea that I needed to launch. It has just like fizzled out, and I'm like, but I'm really excited with this other thing, which I'm not allowed to
Yeah.
tell you yet.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to do this? And it gets so much that I'm like holding all this stuff in, and like I actually write. Like I've got pages of things I've written and I've never released because I wasn't excited about them when it was time to release them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that totally. I do
And
get it.
it's just,
That's like me
yeah.
with my book. My kid's book. Like
Oh.
I loved my kid's book when I was writing it and the whole creation process, the illustration process, everything. I loved it.
Mm.
And by the time I was ready to go, completely lost interest.
Hmm. Yeah,
But then
yeah.
seeing other people's excitement then reinvigorated me for a little while.
Okay.
But then I was like, oh no, I'm done.
It's
Definitely.
interesting because um Maddie, who we had on the podcast before,
Hmm.
she is fantastic at just selling one thing at a time. She's amazing at that. And she had all the excitement with her book. And I am so impressed with the fact that she managed to keep that up. You know,
Hmm.
even though like when she mentioned when she was on the podcast with us, she was saying, "Oh yeah, I've started writing this other book, so I'm excited about that." She was like, "But I can't tell
Hmm.
anybody because, you know, this one's the
Yeah.
one that's the
Yeah.
thing that is ready now." And
Yeah.
yeah, it's really hard. And
But I
I'm
think, I don't know, I think especially with like Maddie's book, she knew that was going to change so many people's lives and really help
mm,
people, really make them feel seen, supported, all that. Like
hmm.
I'm recommending that book now to people, like people that I meet or who are the same, like same
Oh.
as us and like have the
Hmm.
same relationship with money. And I'm like, this, you need this book. So I think knowing that things are going to have an impact on people's lives maybe
Yeah.
helps to maintain a level of excitement, whereas
Oh.
I don't know, it's hard to maintain that level. But who knows? Because I don't know how she thinks and feels. But
The
for
train runs
me,
out of fuel.
yeah, yeah, it's yeah. I'm really bad for shiny object syndrome and going from thing to
Mm.
thing and like you know. And then equally, my love and even people that I follow and like I can follow them for 6 months, avidly every single thing they do, everything they say, and it's like etched in my brain forever. And then 6 months down the line, the sound of their voice makes me nauseous. I'm like, I literally can't listen to you
Okay.
anymore, and they really trigger me. And I'm like, I can't even look at you anymore. Did you ever get where you like maybe are eating something and you love the food and you eat it every day for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then you go to eat it one day and it turns your stomach?
So that's interesting because I have heard so many neurodivergent people say this,
Mhm.
and I don't get that.
Do you not?
I have an obsession with food, and I have had, um, there's a few things that I will go back to, and it's the same thing that I had since childhood, and I'm not sick of it.
Wow. No, I do.
So,
I get that where I'm like to the point where if say Danny mostly does the food shopping because if I did it every week we'd be bankrupt because I just buy everything. And so he's very good and very strategic and he buys what we need and he's keeps us financially stable.
mm.
But he if he buys or tries something new, buy something new, I'm always terrified to, or not terrified, hesitant to say that I really like it because I'm like, we'll be eating this for every meal for 6 months if I say I like this because he'll just keep buying. And it's his love language, but
Okay.
I just, it just gets too much. And then it literally gets to a point where I'm like, this is turning my stomach now. Like it's nice for a while. And then I'm just like,
Mm.
no, I just can't anymore. And then, yeah. So, and I get like that with people as well. So it's really funny.
Is
Like,
that why you've not spoken to me in a few weeks? No.
no. Not at all. But like that's I mean there are a few people in my life who are my ride or dies who I could literally spend every moment of the rest of my life with and would never get sick of them. But that's why I'm so loyal because like you're definitely one of my people because I know that this hasn't happened after all this time. But once it happens, there's no going back. It's like that's it. It's just
Consider me
like
warned.
no, not at all. You've way past the probationary period.
Okay.
You're well in the safety zone at this point. But I never actually made that connection before. But I've just realized that my relationships and my palate are the same. It's so weird to say that out loud, but it's true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never really
Yeah.
looked at that. I'm maybe have to have a look at, people I follow and things like that. Like in Instagram and see if I actually go through phases like that.
And same with like I don't know, close shops, like everything. I'm all in, want everything, and then don't ever speak to me about it again because I'm done. That phase of my life is over. Don't want to know. Let's move on. It's
Ah,
yeah, it's funny. Really weird.
interesting. I'd never heard it applied to other things other than food before.
Yeah, no, and I didn't realize that I do it with everything, but I do. I do. There's like probably I'd say around 6 months, and if you survive the 6 month period, you're in for life. But if you don't, you're gone. Like there's no coming back.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it's quite brutal now that I reflect
mm-hmm.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
but
It
it's
is.
that's actually how and like, wow, I'm having a real moment of self-reflection here because I never realized, but that is literally how I run my life.
Hey, you come here for therapy, don't you?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you'd be disappointed if there was no um moments like this.
yeah, yeah. Please tell me if you're listening. Please tell me if you are the same because I can't be the only one, and if I am, I need some serious therapy.
I think that though you'll probably find there'll be a number of people, and it's not the kind of thing that it might be the kind of thing that people would carry shame around. So it's
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
something that people would probably talk about a lot. So no,
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
interesting. I would be curious to know as well if there's other people like that. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna have a wee think as well because yeah, it would
Yeah.
be interesting to see if I
I
do
need
the
to have
same.
go on Google or something and see if that is a recognized thing. Because is it just a me thing or is it an actual, is it a pattern of behavior that is well documented? I don't know.
Oh, the thing is that there's not many patterns of behavior that are actually really documented scientifically, clinically studied, everything like that in women for ADHD.
Wow.
So there's probably not, but that's okay. There's got to be the first person to voice it, and you're the chances are you're not going to be alone.
Yeah, that's so true. Actually, that's something we haven't talked about. Is there any research, and if there is, you're bound to know about it, about the ratio of men versus women for ADHD? Is it more of a female thing or?
I don't know, actually. I think the problem is that because there's so many people who are being late diagnosed now, I don't think that people really know the actual like scale of ADHD. There's
Yeah,
a lot of people like the American Health, whatever they are, they've got like a projected number, and the NHS have got a projected number as well, but they actually don't know
yeah.
because people, some places, I mean, come on, you're not even able to go on a waiting list for a diagnosis, let alone.
Even the private places they recommend you go to aren't even taking anyone at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, so it's horrific, and I know that NHS Highland they had this pathway that I was lucky enough to go on. I think they're actually being told that they like people who are on the waiting list, they're being told essentially that they don't know when they're going to start seeing people again,
That's mental.
which is it's horrific. It really, really is. Like the difference that it's made to me, even with like self-acceptance and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I
For
imagine just not
sure.
having that. It's not okay.
It is. It's crazy. And I even know, like, I'm sure there are people who I trigger with my self-diagnosis. Like, I'm sure I do, but at the same time, since I met you and since I've become more okay with who I am as a person and recognizing this is not just me being difficult or challenging or trying to make my life difficult, it's an actual thing. Um, I've got so much more inner peace. So, but I'm sure there are people out there who get really badly triggered by me self-diagnosing, but it is what it is. Because when you literally have no other option, then what's.
That's it. That's exactly it. I mean, the self-diagnosis has to be valid, or else
Yeah.
you've got so many people just hanging around, and that's not
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Like
no, I just.
self-medicating or whatever, like, and trying to
Mm-hmm.
feeling like completely a fish out of water in their own lives, in their own minds,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not feasible long term
Mm-hmm.
to live like that. It's exhausting. When I used to call it my spirals of, like, what's happening to me, what's wrong with me, and having you validate and go, no, that's the thing. I get that too.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what's going on for you when you say that, when you do that, and you recognize patterns of behavior in me. When I'm
Mm-hmm.
behaving in a certain way, that I've had a challenging day or I've had a really busy day at work, or you can recognize those patterns and then you adjust how you show up for me accordingly to that. And even having that is such a gift, like it really is. Instead of just going through and being like, no, I expect this
Mm-hmm.
standard of friendship, or I expect this, and not making allowances, then that would be so much harder.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's really interesting because I've had conversations before talking like going back to the like self-diagnosis or obviously official
Mhm.
diagnosis that
Yeah.
um I've had people going, oh, and almost kind of treating the fact that I have a diagnosis as this, I don't know what to call it, almost as if like self-diagnosis is not as valid, but they're still acknowledging it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm a bit
Yeah.
like, well, it's exactly the same. Just because I happen to put my name down at the right time and be in the right post, it's postcode
Hmm.
lottery, then just it just frustrates me so much. And that is a societal sort of conditioning at the moment, I think.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a whole thing. Like, yeah, I think that's why as well with my like coaching and what not even coaching, mentoring that I do with clients. Even there you go. There you go. Like I don't want to use the word coach because recognized coaches have a professional qualification. I don't. But then there are ones who have the qualification who are not that good, but because they have the certificate to say I've done this thing or I've sat through this number of hours or of whatever, somehow they're validated more by society.
Hmm. Hmm.
Where you and I could be having exactly the same life experiences, but because you have the prescription to say, yes, you are recognized and I'm not, then somehow your experience is more valid than mine
Yeah, and
from people, which is not
yeah,
fair.
no, it really isn't. It really isn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is frustrating. And it's frustrating that there is that situation of you just can't even get on a list.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I know it is horrendous. And I think what worries me most about that whole scenario is there are probably so many people of our age group who are in the same position as me, who
Hmm.
are like they can't, and then you've got the whole thing of perimenopause, menopause, and that exacerbates things a million times. So
Hmm.
like, where do you go? Where do you even start to unpick all of that? And the older get, the more entrenched everything becomes.
Yeah,
And then how
yeah.
do you like it's very, very frustrating and very and there'll never be it's this whole chicken and egg situation. There'll never be the right level of resources until they know the scope of
Yeah.
the need. And they
Hmm.
can't know the scope of the need until like it's a minefield.
Hmm.
We need our representatives to pull their finger out and actually take it seriously and do something about it because that's my next campaign.
Okay, good.
Like, but no, it is. It's a real thing, and as I say, I feel lucky. I am very lucky to have met you and to have the circle of friends that I have who are all similar minded and going through the same struggles because and not just struggles, but like there are good sides to it as well. But just having all of it validated and to be okay to show up exactly as we are is so good. But not everybody has that. So
Hmm.
we need to advocate for the people who don't have that to have
Hmm.
some level of support, like even a basic level of support
Hmm.
needs to be there,
Yeah.
and it just isn't. So,
Yeah, it's interesting because you're saying about like levels of support and being able to show up exactly as you are. Like, I mean, even now, obviously with you speaking to you is, I don't need to mask, I don't need to pretend,
hmm.
whatever.
Hmm. Yeah,
But even still in some social situations, I still need to sort of act normal.
yeah,
Like take for example, like on the stall. There's a certain level of don't be weird, don't be weird, don't say something weird to this
performance.
person.
Yeah, 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 totally.
But there's certain and I mentioned this before actually. I did an event and I was just basically did tea tasting for the local support group, Dopamine Dolls. And it was great because I was like, well, everybody here is in some way supportive, if not like ADHD themselves. So
Yes,
it was like such a relaxed thing because I didn't have to go, I'm going to be weird. I know I'm going to be weird. Shut up. Don't say this thing. And it's just
yeah,
like this
yeah,
constant,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
say this ridiculous thing. Don't talk about crushed up fairies. Don't talk about,
yeah. On the
it's like, it's
job.
fine. I can talk about crushed up fairies and nobody's going to judge me.
Yeah, 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 totally. That's what I had a conversation with a friend of mine actually this week, and she had to go for an appointment, like a medical appointment. And she was saying that it wasn't even the medical appointment itself. She was talking about being burnt out and being like her battery was drained after the appointment. And she says it wasn't even the appointment itself. It was the whole mental preparation for the appointment. The how, where do I park? What do I do? Where do I go? Like it is, it's mental gymnastics in the extreme. And it's so much like I had my kids' sports day today. I am spent. Like if it was anybody else but you, I wouldn't be having this conversation right now because I am mentally exhausted. And like that, it's like the whole thing of and trying to have quote unquote normal conversations that frustrate the heck out of me, that are surface level nonsense that other people do, you know what I mean? Like
I know what you
stuff.
mean. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't have the energy for this. Although I'm lucky at the minute because I can just blame hormones and just be like, I don't, sorry, baby brain, I just can't. My attention span is zero. Like I literally can. So I have that excuse, but that's not going to last for much longer. But I have that struggle every time. Actually, hold the energy to have a conversation, to pretend that I'm interested, to try and maintain that surface level. It's exhausting.
Niceties. It's the
Yeah,
niceties. Yeah.
yeah. And you nearly know what people are going to say before they say it. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I can't
Mm-hmm.
be bothered.
Yeah. I mean, like normally on my stall, I have to be really careful that I don't info dump on people.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to tell everybody about all this stuff about this tea. And I've seen people's eyes glaze over and I'm like, all right, oops.
Oh,
But it's a little bit annoying actually because I've noticed that then hold myself back and I probably because I don't want to do that. So I actually
oh,
probably should just do it all the time instead
yeah.
of yeah. But yeah, it's just the whole watching somebody's eyes glaze over and I'm like, I'm sorry, I was really excited to listen to me talk about tea.
Yeah. No, who was it you sent me something of the other day? Apologizing for yourself. Stop apologizing for existing. Like, yeah, we need it because that takes energy that we don't
Hmm.
have. Better to do all the things, be exuberant, be passionate, tell them, and if they don't want to take it in, that's on them. It's not on
Hmm.
you.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
it's
That's true.
not because,
It can be really difficult to keep that in mind when you literally are watching somebody go, how do I get out of here?
God,
And you can
yeah.
see it in their head and you're like,
Oh, oh no.
maybe I should just say it and be like, I can see you're not interested. See you later. See what
Am
they
I
say.
boring you? Like my old French teacher, I looked at my watch one day in class and she was like, am I boring you? Have you got a train to catch? Why are you looking at your watch? So yeah, you
I
should
don't
be.
know. That's a bit shaming, and I'm not comfortable with that.
I
But
know, I
you know,
know. But
there must be some more interesting way to be like, hey, okay, I've given you way too much information here. I'm sorry.
information overload. Let's move
Yeah.
on. But no,
Mm.
I love your passion, and actually most of the things that you're super passionate about, I want to know about, and I just don't have the energy or the motivation to go and learn. So when you info dump, it's like, yes, I've got my own Wikipedia. This is my own
Yeah,
personal
you do
Wikipedia. It's
actually sometimes.
awesome. Awesome.
Sometimes I'll
I
just come
love
along
it.
and be like 10-minute voice note on something I have researched really deeply into.
I love it. I absolutely love it because you've no idea. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you love it because you're the other person that seems to.
No, I really do. I really genuinely do. Don't ever change. Especially now you've got past the 6 month probation. Don't ever change because you don't need to. Might have to restart your probation again if you do that.
No, don't
If
make
you
me
go
restart the
changing.
probation. Do you have like a criteria of if this person changes too much, then they need to restart the probation? You know, you've got like
I've never really had that because once I get the ick, I'm out straight away. So I've never really had the thing of people changing too much because, yeah, I'm creature of habit and I seem to gravitate towards creatures of habit as well. So I've never had that. And I definitely don't want to experiment with you. So don't change. Don't change. I don't think
Okay.
I could function without you at this point.
What you enjoy my little Wikipedia voice,
Yeah, yeah.
which are all
Mm.
researched by myself, and actually I very rarely use Wikipedia. It is called Mindful Morning Breakfast Blend.
Oh, I love it.
So,
I love it.
yes, that's my new breakfast blend. But I realized I only have enough tea to make about a kilogram of it. So I have a kilogram of it. This is another
Oh,
thing. I just do all the things all at once, and I'm like, should I tell anybody about this? So I probably won't tell anybody about this. And then people will find out through the podcast. and nobody else will know because I think that everybody can read my mind or something. I don't know.
What is it with people expecting us to read their mind?
Yeah, I know. It'd be so much easier.
Wouldn't it? Do you know what though? I have a friend who actually is convinced that we're soon going to move towards telepathy anyway. We won't need to actually speak.
Huh.
Be an interesting podcast. We could just sit and look at each other in silence.
And people could read our brain waves. I don't know.
People, nobody would want to read my brain, believe me. It'll be some days it will be like Formula One track, and other days it'd be like Homer Simpson, just nothing happening. Be the two extremes.
Okay, with all that in mind, we want to do all the things all at once. Um, and then we get bored of them so easily.
Hmm.
How do you switch off and rest? Because I can't.
I can't either. And even when I am in rest mode, like as in appear to be not doing anything,
I was gonna say,
I,
where's your rest mode? How do I get this setting?
like as in when I'm like lying down in bed or sitting on the sofa to watch TV, or my brain is doing a million things,
Hmm.
a million things.
Hmm.
I didn't realize how bad it was until recently in the last couple of weeks. Danny has said to me 3 times, he'll say things and I'll go, "Oh, you never told me that." And he's like, "You were sitting beside me on the sofa and I told you." And he can tell me exactly when, but it's not, it didn't even go in. Like it didn't. So, and I've been thinking about something else completely. And he's been trying to tell me an important piece of information for our daily lives, completely over my head. 3 times it's happened. And he's like, "You never listen." I'm like, "I do, but
You
it's
don't
hard
absorb.
to my volume levels and different things. My volume level for you was obviously too low, and the volume level in my head was too high. So the equilibrium got knocked off, and I was focused on the wrong soundtrack at the time when you were telling me that. And it's really come into sharp focus over the last few weeks because it's happened 3 times. And he's like,
Oops.
"You don't listen to a word I." Yeah, so I can't. I don't. I can't. And even as well, even when I'm sleeping, my brain's still going. So I can be. Is that a me thing or is that a thing? Do you experience that as well?
Hmm.
So like
Hmm.
you're sleeping, but you're still conscious of stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm a really light sleeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exhausting.
Yeah. I
So exhausting.
So when we were still living in the flat in Aberdeen, um, if people were coming up and down the stairs, there was a flat above us, so not many people would come up and down because there was just one other one opposite us. So, there should only be like three people maximum needing to do that. And if there was ever people doing it like in late at night, I would be going outside into the stairwell because there was no need for them to be there. And I was like, who is this? Why are they doing this? So yeah, yeah. I don't understand how I even managed to get any sleep in the flat because like it's so much quieter here, so I don't have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's windy or something like that or something gets knocked over in the wind, then yeah.
Not even. I wasn't even thinking so much of noise. Just like your brain is still in daytime mode and your body's asleep.
In what
Like
way? What?
so, like you're sleeping, but like I can be sleeping,
Mm.
like actually asleep, as in my eyes are closed. I'm resting, like resting, but I'm thinking about either something that I didn't get done during the previous day, or something that I have to do the next day, and
Yes.
I'm like,
I try and keep everything in my brain.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
almost like trying to hold on to things.
yes,
Hmm.
yeah. That is exhausting. So it's no wonder we're waking up feeling like we've gone 10 rounds with Tyson instead of actually having
Hmm.
a restful sleep.
Yeah.
Because we haven't actually been sleeping.
Hmm.
We've been project managing our lives
Hmm.
with our eyes closed.
Hmm.
Like it's
And I've noticed as well, so if I'm driving somewhere, like when I was going out to get the tea and stuff like that, I will
mhm.
listen to a podcast, but it's normally educational.
Oh, okay. So it's not for relaxation or
Nope,
enjoyment.
nope, it's
Yeah,
educational.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's probably why as well I struggle so much with meditation because I cannot quiet my mind.
Mm,
Like I've got a little bit better and I do meditate, but it's not the same experience as everybody else's.
I feel the same. I can do it if it's guided. It's much,
Yeah.
much better because then you've actually got
Yeah.
something to concentrate on.
Focus on. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
But no,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't. Like if it's just like a thing, I'm like, oh la 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 la, and then I start singing in my
Yeah.
head, and I'm like, oh, what about this thing? Oh, what about this thing? Oh, let's go over
Yeah.
here, and
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah. Yeah. And when people say close your eyes, I ain't closing my eyes. Because, like, no, it's like my defenses are down when my eyes are closed. I'm not closed. Like, no. Yeah, it's funny. Having a really busy brain is exhausting.
hmm
And again, even just having this conversation validates my tiredness because I'm like, you know what? I'm growing human. It's really warm. I'm fed up. I'm tired. And I can't get proper rest. So
hmm
I'm allowed to be cranky. I'm allowed to be tired. Oh,
hmm
yeah. Mm,
There's one thing that I've started to do because I noticed the whole thing of like my brain holding on to the things.
mhm.
I've actually started writing down a list of things that I definitely need to hold on to, even if it's just like five things,
Yeah.
because I'm always worried about losing them. Like,
Yeah. So
so
when it's on the page, you can
when it's I'm like, I don't need
relax
to
your
think
mind a
about
little
that
bit.
anymore because it's
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
if I do forget about it, it's right there and I know it's there so I can come back to it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's helped me
100%.
quite a lot. But I tr
That is helpful.
I try and
Definitely.
keep it to like a maximum of five so that I don't then get up and go get mega overwhelmed because I've got this bit of paper that's
All
got a
the
million and
things.
one things to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That is definitely 100%. When I realized that you can WhatsApp yourself, that was a game changer for me. I
Yeah, it's
WhatsApp
good.
myself a list. Because I was per Danny again, I was sending him everything. And he's like, why are you sending me all these random words? And like, just so I know it's there so I can go back and see. And he's like, really? And then I realized I could do it to myself. So I was like, oh, okay,
Okay.
that's better than spamming him
The next
with all my
question is,
thoughts.
do you go back to the words?
Do I go back to them? Never. Never. I think with the screenshots. I screenshot something, so I go, what's go? My phone is the place where screenshots go to die because I'll never look back at them again. But it still empties my brain because it's like,
Yeah.
it's there. If I ever need it again,
Yep.
it's there.
Yep. I am exactly the same with screenshots and tabs open and all these other things.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And instead of trying to streamline my tab addiction and like be more methodical, I just bought a more powerful laptop.
Were you
Yeah.
able to get your tabs over to it though?
Yeah, most of them.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. I'm impressed. Okay, I think we will wrap up there for your
Yeah.
last episode before you go away. But
Yeah.
you came up with a great idea about quick fire questions, so I'm going
Yeah.
to ask you these. When you eat a meal, do you eat it the best bit first or do you leave it till last or something
Okay.
else?
So of course it's going to be something else because I'm never an A or B person on my. So I taste test everything first. Taste it all, just to make sure that quality control and all that. And then I leave the best part to last. So it's a bit of both.
That's fair. Okay. When you open a parcel, do you hulk it open? Because who has time for scissors? Or open carefully? Or secret option three?
Hulk it open. Absolutely like, "Urgh." or or I look at it and go, I'll never get that open. Pass it to Danny and he opens it for me.
Outsourcing again. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Describe your perfect day.
So my perfect day would be lay in, which never happens because I've got soon to be four small kids. So lay-ins are like a distant memory. Followed by a lovely breakfast. French toast is my favorite treat breakfast. Then probably sometime outside, probably with the kids in the park or something like that, just nice sunshine. And then home for more nice food. Well, actually, no, my absolute ideal evening would be going to see my friends playing a gig, like a music. A lot of my friends are in bands, and I didn't realize for a long time how much I missed going to gigs and things, because it was like my love of music was replaced by like children's music, like you know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
nursery rhymes and stuff,
mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize how much I missed it and how much a part of my identity that was until I went back in recent years,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, this is so good. So, and I genuinely feel like my relationship with music is so intense that every time I go to a live gig, it extends my lifespan. I know that sounds really dramatic, but I literally feel like younger and more alive and more.
Invigorated.
Yes, exactly that. And I said it to my friend, and I thought he was going to be like, that's a bit dramatic. But he actually was like, every time he plays on stage, that's how he feels as well. So he got it. I was like, this is good. So, yes, it would definitely be a gig with my friends, would be part of it. And yeah, that's pretty much, that would be pretty easy and straightforward. But those are the key things. Has to have good food, time with my kids, restful sleep, if that's even possible anymore, and some music, and I'm happy. Those are the components of my dream day.
Okay, so you can have three guests for dinner, living or not, but not like a zombie situation. Who do you choose?
Oh, okay. So Freddie Mercury be right up there because that man's just a genius. Still in it for similar reasons. And who else? This one's controversial actually, but Lance Armstrong, the cyclist. It's very controversial, but yeah, I won't even go into it, but he still fascinates me, even though he's surrounded by controversy. He still fascinates me, and he still overcame a lot. So I would want to delve into that with him and figure out more about his mindset and how he got through all of that because that was intense. I don't know if you know the story of Lance Armstrong or not,
No,
but
I've heard his name. That's about
okay,
it.
okay. So he, guess I'll explain it a little bit. He was a Tour de France, an Olympic cyclist,
Mm.
and he beat cancer, and then he went on to win the Tour de France something like, I don't know, 7, 8 times after his cancer treatment. And then he was marred with controversy because he said that he was using like steroids and stuff. But the fact of the matter is, he still overcame cancer and he was still a prolific athlete, even regardless of whether there was any substance involvement or not.
Mm.
And he just fascinates me. I've read all his books. It just, yeah, he fascinates me.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting choices.
yeah.
So, how do you feel signing off for the last time with three kids? Next time you're back, you'll have four.
Four, yes. I think it's one of those things because this baby is a surprise gift. Part of me still doesn't, but and even though I am getting my ass handed to me on a plate physically, it still doesn't feel real in a way because it's like with all the others, they were planned pregnancies and like everything was meticulously planned and all that. But this was a complete whirlwind surprise. So I haven't really mentally come to terms with the fact that this is happening. And people have to remind me, in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, you're going to have a whole other human living in the house
Yeah,
with you.
I do keep reminding you.
Yeah, yeah. So it really doesn't. And then even when I do get excited, I'm like, but what if it's not real? What if it's not real? So yeah, it's a strange one. I have a feeling I'm in for a shock because I haven't mentally prepared myself, and I just think this wee person's going to arrive and life's just going to go back to normal. It won't, because like life as a parent of four is going to be very different than before. So yeah, and also the control freak in me doesn't want to leave things. Like I've started a new job that I love. We've got a routine that we do all this stuff, and part of me doesn't want to leave that for now, but obviously I know I have to. So it's that tug of war of excitement, nervousness, and also not wanting things to change, but knowing that they have to.
You're a
So
creature
yeah,
of
it's a
habit.
lot.
You're a creature of habit
I really am. I'm
surfaces
tourist
again.
through and through. Like I am a tourist to the bone, and that is like routine and structure and familiarity is what we thrive on, and none of this is routine or structured or
Mm-mm.
familiar. So
Indeed.
yeah.
Indeed. Thank you so much for joining us for our final ADHD, the podcast season. 2 are we on? Next, it'll be season 3 when Sarah returns. So we will definitely be taking at least 2 months off. So we will be back again at the
September,
start
yeah.
of September if everything goes according to plan. We might be back every so often with a Just the Sip episode. And yeah, we will see you on the other side of with Sarah's fourth small person.
Yeah, and also just to say, if this little person is very vocal, you might hear some chatter in the background. Please be kind and be patient because my kids do tend to be quite vocal. So let's just roll with it and see how it goes.
That's okay. I'm sure anybody who's listening to us are what see, this is why people need to be patient because I can't talk. Anyway, thank you very much for coming along for the ride so far, and we will be back in 2 months' time.
Yeah. See you soon, guys, and wish me luck.
Good luck, Sarah. You
Yay,
can wish her
thank
luck on
you.
the rides and email if you want to.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Cool, thank you. Bye.